What is going on? All of my followers on All American Sports Network. Hope everybody is having a good day. Of- well, right now I'm on my day off from my main job, and it's raining outside. Ugh, I hate when that happens. But when I'm not too much worried about it because from time to time it happens. That's life. But I want to get into a topic that we was talking about yesterday that has once again reared its ugly head, and this is about Skip and Shannon Sharp. Now, if you do not know who Skip and Shannon Sharp is, these guys are the one that is on Fox Sports One Network, and they discuss all things sports. Now, we all know that when you're discussing all things sports, that it is one of those things where people can get a little heated with you. Because when you talk about somebody's favorite sports team and they're passionate about it, it can get into it. Or if you're talking about somebody's favorite player, people can get into it. But there is a thing called crossing the line. And we noticed that when it came to uh, Skip Bayless, he has crossed the line a couple of times when it comes to Shannon Sharp, especially when they had the debate about Brady. But now, fast forward now to what happened to DeMar Hamlin. Now, if you haven't seen what happened to DeMar Hamlin, the hit that this young man took was horrendous. So horrendous that for 9 minutes he was on the field and people were trying to figure out what was going on. But you know what? At the end of the day, uh, we all are human. All of us have different types of emotions, responses to things. Now, again, I never make excuses for anybody. Didn't even make an excuse for Skip. And I even told to everyone I looked at both angles, but I felt like Skip should have been more compassionate at the end of the text because we live in a world today where people are easily intimidated. Excuse me, easily offended. Now, was I offended by the text? No, I wasn't. I didn't see it as insensitive myself. I saw the text as a man who was trying to be professional, and that's just how I ended up being. Now, again, I would never downplay any situation where someone can get hurt and lose their life. Because I tell you all the time, when it comes to sports, we always got to be on the lookout because anything can happen. Because that's just what comes with the territory of playing sports. But even when it does happen with a tragedy, we still got to have an ounce of humanity. So let's jump into Shannon. Oh, before I get into that, yesterday Shannon Sharp did not show up to work. So people are like, well, why is Shannon Sharp not at work? Well, we know Shannon Sharp is a Hall of Fame. He's a football player. Played on the field for a, I don't know how many years per se, but he played on the field for a long period of time. And everybody knows that football is a brotherhood. Whether you played in the 1950s or you played recently right now. NFL is a brotherhood, just like any organization out there. And not only was he out for that, but you can also tell that he was very upset with what his co-host tweeted. So we're gonna play the clip of him addressing that coming back. Again, this is about to be fair use. I'm finna change it up right now so everybody can see that. I want nobody to think, oh, my dog's in the background. Sorry.
And Kardashians. Watch it now on Hulu.
There's been a lot of speculation of why I wasn't on air yesterday, and I won't get into speculation or conjecture or innuendo, but I will say this. In watching that game on Monday night, what happened to Damar Hamlin struck me a little different. As a brotherhood in the NFL, when injuries happen, when we know injuries are a part of the game, I've seen guys suffer ACLs and Achilles tear, but I've never seen anybody have to be revived and fight for their life on the field. So it struck me a little differently because I remember seeing my brother paralyzed on the field temporarily, and he was able to regain focus. Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip would take it down, but I didn't want it.
Well, time out. I'm not going to take it down because I stand by what I tweeted.
Skip, let me finish.
All right, okay.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Go ahead, let's go, Jen.
Okay.
I mean, I cannot even get through a monologue without you interrupting me.
Well,
you could have came back, Skip.
Well, I thought,
Skip, just let me.
I didn't know you were going to bring up
No,
this.
I was just going to say, Skip, I didn't want to yesterday to get into a situation where Damar Hamlin was the issue. We should have been talking about him and not get into your tweet. That's what I was going to do. But you can't even let me finish my opening monologue without you interrupting.
Okay. I was under the impression you weren't going to bring this up because nobody here had a problem with that tweet.
No. Clearly, the bosses wanted you to offer explanation. So clearly, somebody.
No, they did not have. Nobody.
Let's go, Jen.
Thoughts and prayers remain with Damar Hamlin.
That's where the focus should have been, and not on the football game. Yes, let's go, Jen. Thank you.
So you saw that, you heard that. So in that whole clip, you can clearly see that Shannon Sharp should have not returned to work because you can definitely tell that he is very upset with what was spoken about. Now, if you didn't see the tweet, which I did on my video last night and talked about it, this is the controversial tweet that's got everybody pissed off with Skip Bayless. And it says the following. No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of the game. But how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. Now he tweeted it at 6:30 p.m. January 2nd, 2023. Then at 7:22 p.m., which was an hour, almost an hour later, nothing is more important than the young man's health. That was my point of my last tweet. I'm sorry if that was misunderstood, but his health is all that matters. Again, everything else is irrelevant. I prayed for him and will continue to. Now, again, I wasn't insulted by the first tweet because all he said was which suddenly seemed so irrelevant. And what he was trying to say in a professional manner, again, this young man is on the field fighting for his life. All the stuff that they were hyping about this game is now on the back burner because this man's life is hanging in the balance. You got all these other guys that saying, "Oh, you insensitive. You don't understand." And rah 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 rah. But you gotta remember, everybody's jumping on the case of Skip Bayless because Skip recently disrespected Shannon Sharp, saying that Shannon Sharp was upset that Tom Brady played more years in the NFL than he did, and he was jealous. Well, I thought it was hilarious because you can't knock what Shannon Sharp done on the field. He's a Hall of Famer. He was one of the best in his position. And in comparing his position to Tom Brady or Tom Brady position to his is asinine. It makes no sense. So, with that being said, I know that this was out of anger because we already seen that Shannon Sharp has a history of never giving Tom Brady proper credit. Just like Skip Bayless has a history of bashing LeBronica James. Yeah, I call him LeBronica because he's so full of BS. But that's a part of what makes you unique, right? Everybody has their picks and their players. But getting back to the subject at hand with Damar Hamlin and what he tweeted. There were some things said on that show that should have been left behind the scenes. When Shannon said the bosses want to know as well why. And Shannon should have never said what he said. See, Shannon should have said, yesterday I saw my colleague's tweet. I was not happy about it, but we're dealing with it in private. But he busts out and said, I want him to take it down. Hope he takes it down. Wrong answer. Wrong response. Because that was a trigger. Because now you basically telling your colleague that they need to do this or else. And that's going to cause your colleague to say, no, I'm not. It's my account. And I'll stand by how I feel. And now you cause an uproar. And if you wasn't able to do that, you shouldn't have came in and work again today. So to me, I feel it in my soul that this show is about to be over. Now, I don't know how long Shannon Sharp has on his contract. Now, when he landed the contract, this was way back. I don't know what the terms of the contract was. Now he earns $5.5 million. Oh, excuse me. That was my man's earned. Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. Skip gets $5.5 million. All right. So it's probably for another 3 years. Now this is in 2019. All right. So the contract is probably about to be expired. And that's probably why Shannon is feeling the way he feels. That's why I'm saying that I don't see him renewing it. I'm telling you now. I don't see him renewing it after this. Because right now they saying that they took a pay cut. He making $6 million. I mean $3 million a year. So if he's making about $3 million a year, then yeah. But I don't see him coming back. I've been looking to see if they renewed contract, and they renewed it in 2021, but they didn't say how long. And I think that if they renewed it in 2021, it probably a 2-year contract. He knows about to come up to the end, and I really think that Shannon is not returning because the relationship is damaged, bro. It really is. There's no chemistry because when you look at them now on screen, Shannon looks like he wants to choke the hell out of Skip. Skip looks like he's uncomfortable and looks like a scared rabbit. So when you're working in an environment where both parties are not comfortable, people need to go their separate ways. Now, do I feel like this is all Shannon fault, all Skip fault? No, I don't. I think it was both of them fault been coming up because Shannon has been jonesing and roasting Skip, and you know how Skip is. Skip has always been the type of dude that can't handle that type of criticism. And I think now, when it came to the Tom Brady thing, he just couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? I think when he found out that Tom Brady was not Shannon Sharp's top 5 or anything of that nature, and he basically said, "Listen, you know, Tom Brady is playing like garbage this year." I think Skip couldn't handle that because he feel like that's the greatest quarterback of all time. No one should never critique him. But hey, man, if you playing like garbage, you playing like garbage. I mean, Brady has said it himself. I mean, look at Brady's situation. Brady wife left him this year. She was probably allegedly getting her black blown out by their what is that, jiu-jitsu trainer. So Tom ain't had the best of a year. And then not to mention, Tom made a promise to this woman and didn't follow through. So there's a lot of factors here. But yeah, to me personally, I just feel like the best thing to do is for them to split ways. I mean, that's just what it is. Because that's just that's just what it is. They need to split ways because I don't see this relationship working out. If Shannon Sharp re-signed this contract again this year, he got to be doing it for the money because the way the chemistry I'm feeling, I just don't see it. But anyway, y'all chime in and tell me what y'all think about Shannon Sharp. Should he have brung that situation back up this morning? Number 2, do you also think he should have said for this for Skip to take that tweet down? Please like, share, subscribe. Y'all know what it is. I'm out.